want to take all this 3D tracked data and we want to take it into Cinema4D so that we can add some MoGraph stuff in, and we can know that our MoGraph renders will line up with our camera that has been tracked in After Effects. So to do that, it's pretty simple. All we need to do is go to our File menu, go down to Export, and we can export using this Maxon Cinema4D exporter. Now, if there's any 2D layers in your scene, our footage is a 2D layer in the background. It'll give you this little warning that it's a 2D layer. Cinema4D doesn't understand 2D layers because it's a 3D program. That's okay, it's just a warning letting you know that. The other thing that's quite cool that's happened in some of the more recent versions of After Effects is that any text that you create in After Effects will actually be exported as 3D models into Cinema4D. I'm actually not going to use it in Cinema4D, I just want them there for reference. But we've got a couple of options whether we want this taken in as extruded text or preserved as editable text. For us at this stage, it doesn't really matter which one we choose. I'm just going to use extruded text. And I have to save this project before exporting. Whoops, I haven't saved mine. That's bad. Bad practice. File, save as. Let me just save this. I'm just going to chuck this on my desktop. And let's call this camera track 1. Okay, so let me just go through that again. So File, Export, Cinema4D exporter. Yes, that's okay. I'll have some extruded text, thanks. And now it's just going to ask us where we want to save this file. So I'm going to call this a walkway tracked. Again, always when you're saving files, make sure that your names have some kind of logical sense to them. If you're dealing with lots of different projects and one might be an export that's going into Cinema4D that's tracked, make sure it says tracked. If it's going somewhere else, just make sure you use sensible names. Okay, so now that I've saved that, I can go to Cinema4D and I can go File, Open, and I should be able to open that file off my desktop, and I called it a walkway tracked. Here it is there, open. Okay, so what we should get, if all's going well, we should get the 3D data that we got from our After Effects track. So that means we should get our text floating in space, we should get a plane, which is that solid that we created, and if we hit play, we should see that motion that the camera had as it went through the walkway and has been tracked. So all that 3D information has been taken from After Effects and dropped into Cinema4D. The other thing that you'll notice is that in your object list, the top right of the interface is a group, and it will be named, that group will be named the same thing as your After Effects project. And if we open that group, we can see there's that tracked camera from After Effects. There it is there. There's that tracked solid, the ground plane that we made. And then in there as well is this extruded text. So what's happened here is that After Effects has exported the curves of this text, and Cinema4D has put it into a bunch of extrudes, so that we've actually got that as 3D text in our scene. Now, as I said before, I'm not actually going to use this 3D text. I'm going to delete it out of my Cinema4D scene at some point, but I want it there as reference, so that when I'm building my MoGraph stuff in Cinema, I know where my text from After Effects is, so that's really handy. Okay, so the other thing is, here's our 3D tracked camera. We're looking through it currently. I can tell we're looking through it because the little target icon is white. If I click on that, we jump out of our camera and I can see, there we go, there's that 3D tracked information. There's the camera movement that I did when I walked through the walkway there, and there's that ground plane and the text. So the really good thing is now we've got all that 3D information from After Effects. We've now got it in Cinema4D. So we can do whatever we want in here. We can set up MoGraph stuff, we can build whatever we want, and as long as we're composing it for this camera and we don't move this camera, that's really important, don't move that camera, then all this stuff will sync up and match with our After Effects project. So that's pretty cool.